Well, hey folks, Pete here, and I did a What's in the Bag about a week ago, and some people commented that they'd like to know about the rest of my discs in my collection. And so this is going to be as fast as I can, but I'm going to go through all my discs and let you see what I have. And yeah, we're just going to run through it real quick. Also, if you haven't seen the What's in the Bag, I will at the end of this run through my bag before I get to the very special discs. Some of them are just special to me, but there are some other ones that I've had for a little while that you may like. So that's a little teaser, so you'll stick with me a little bit longer. But we're going to look at all these discs right after the intro. Okay guys, so now what I've tried to do to try to make this as clean as possible so it won't get crazy is I've stacked them all according to speeds, and I'm going to start at the 1 speed and get all the way to the fastest speeds. Now I'm not going to tell you what the fastest speeds are, just to tease you a little bit, and maybe you'll stick around to the end, before the end. Does that make sense? Okay, so full disclosure, I've been sick and I'm on a little medication and had a little caffeine. It hadn't been too bad, but I'm a little wired right now. And as a matter of fact, I need to film this tonight so that I can have some stuff go on tomorrow. So I'm going to try to rush through this, but not be manic. But no guarantees about what I'm going to do here. So let's buckle up and let's jump right into it, okay? All right, we're starting with the 1 speeds. And to be honest, this is just a small collection of my birdies. I have I think about 20, but I keep giving them away, so a lot of times the stack raises and lowers according to what I have. But some of my favorites that I still have is my cool cat monkey birdie, and then my bullseye birdie, which I've got a lot of different hole-in-ones with. This one I'm trying to weed out of my bag so that I can hang it up because it has served me well. But and now I've got the glyph that is kind of taking the place. I love the glyph. I gave the other one away. I probably need to get a couple more of these, but the glyph from Infinite Disc, I really like a lot. All right, so then we have the good old glitch. And I actually have another one floating around here. So I lied. I don't have every disc in here. I have most of the discs in here. But I've got 2 glitches. And then I have a stack of Bergs. I have a couple more in my bag here, and I've given a couple away. So I usually keep about 10 so I can practice with them. I love the Bergs, and I usually just buy like 5 from the, nice but not perfect. I get the little blemishes. I try to go as cheap as possible because, let's face it, I work at a church. I buy all my discs. I can only afford what I can afford, and so I try to go as bargain as I can. Hence why most of these discs are from the used bin. Okay. So I've also got another box of putters and stuff. Oh, so just a bunch of other random putters in this, and I've got another one at the church where I work. One thing while I'm talking about this, I got these Tupperware kind of deals at Lowe's, and they can hold about 16 to 18 discs, and I find these are great because you can stack them, and it's a good way to store discs. If you're looking for something, I think Home Depot has something similar to it. This is Sterilite. I'm not quite sure of the dimensions. But anyway, you can figure it out. Take your disc to the to the store. That's what I did. And I really like these, and I think they're about, maybe, I'm not even going to guess because it may be like 14 bucks or something like that, but I'm terrible with numbers, so don't trust me on that. But anyway, I've got random, I've got some Penroses, I've got a Guard, I've got a Judge, I've got some Wizards. I've just got random collections here, another Judge, a Jokery, and I've got about 10 or 12 more of these over at the church that I use my practice basket over there. So yeah, that's just kind of a hodgepodge that I picked up. To be honest, I carry a Tupperware thing usually with a batch of giveaway discs. So I may grab some of those, some mid-ranges, some rocks and stuff like that to have in my car. So if I run into new players or whatever, I can give them some good base discs to play with. So that's why sometimes they're all over the place. But anyway, so there's 1 and really, 2 speed, but we will skip over that. All right, now I'll start with, I got a good old blowfly because I was messing around with, you remember when you fold them up and throw them? I had the original when it came out. I actually met Steady Ed once or twice, and yeah, blowfly. But the thing, I really like the feel of this if it just didn't have the curved inside. It's kind of like what they call the pro angle or whatever. If this was more straight up and down, I'd really like this disc. but I just don't like the way it grips. It tends to, especially for the forehand, it just tends to slide a little bit. Okay, so now I've got the Pixel. I've got 2 spins in here, and good news, I found my other spin. It was actually, if you looked at my what's in the bag, it was actually my friend's truck that I'd left it in there when I went to the Jasper tournament, and he had my spin and my watt in his truck, and I totally forgot about it, and he handed it to me yesterday, so worked out great. All right, I really like the spins to be a beautiful, understable throwing putter. And then I've got good old landmine. I like the landmine a lot. I just wish it wouldn't beat up quite as much. It just gets dinged up, but it actually flies. It's a fun little disc. If you haven't tried the landmine, I like it. I should probably put these down here because I got a lot of discs to go. All right, so then I think I've got more than 1 watt. Yeah, I've got it in the bag. So I've got a watt, and then I've got 3 Jawbreaker Banger GTs. I can't remember how I got all these, but all from the used bin, I'm sure. And then 2 Rhinos, AVR, Firefly, another AVR, oh, another Rhino, another Rhino. Guess which one that is? Rhino. And then I've got another Christmas Classic AVR. I designed the stamp for that, and that was for last year Christmas Classic. All right. This poor room's going to be a mess when I get through with these piles. All right, so MVP Axiom. So I've got 1, 2, 3 Envies. And then a Proxy. I really like this Proxy. And then we start switching over to, I've got a Copperhead. Fun little disc. I like it. It's kind of in that range that I kind of like it. I could see somebody really liking a lot, but I like my Bergs and all a little bit better. Got the West Side Maiden. Got another R-Pro Pig. You know, so I got a batch of these, and then I start drawing on them. So this is my my Ostrich, and then my Chameleon. And then this one I've actually played with because it had colors on it, but then it got left out in the rain and lost all the color in it. And then one more pig. And another one. And I tried to do, I called it Bob Raptor, like it was a combination of Bob Ross and a raptor. I'm just okay with that one. Wasn't my best artwork there. Oh, another pig. Then I've got the War Spear. I really like the War Spear a lot. And now I got a batch of Eldritches from Remix Discs. It's basically the Praxis mold, and these were for practicing. I gave one to Robbie C. If you haven't seen his video on throwing the choosing the different putters that he wants for throwing, he actually liked the Eldritch a lot. But I just got these, so I've got 5. I had 6, and I gave one to Robbie, so I've got 5. Oh, I've actually got 2 more because one more in my bag over there. I believe those are 3301 number-wise on there. And then I've got a stack of practice Envies. So I've got 3, 6, 9, 11. I had 12 and I lost one on a video, boy, a year and a half ago. But great to have a batch. I'm a big fan of having a batch of whatever disc you're trying to work on. So I've got batch of putters, batch of mid-range, batch of etc. So batch of Envies. And it's also cheaper to buy them as a batch because I bought 12 for a certain number and it's just cheaper that way. 4 speeds. Entropy. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 entropies. Won that at the space race. I love the black, but man, this is not the time to be throwing black discs out on the course. You know, I'd really like to throw black discs, but I don't want half people to go find it. Look for it with me. All right, we got the Harp. And then I picked these 3 up, these 3 Glow Ringer GTs in the used bin. And I thought I'd like them more, but they kind of remind me of the Rhino. They're just the sharp edge. The Rhino and this are okay. I much prefer the Pig, or let's face it, the Birdie, or the Bergs over these. But I thought I'd like them more than I did. They're just okay for me. I've got the Nexus Pigs that I got with Robbie. We did a little battle, and I turned this one into a pork Berg. If you haven't seen my battle with Robbie, you can check it out on my channel, on his channel. And then the Castoplast Yarn, I really like this guy too. I had it in another color, and I had to get a new one that I could actually see. So I actually paid full price for this one. That tells you how much I like it, because I'm cheap. Then we've got the Harp. I really like the harp too. You know, that's the problem. There are too many good discs out here. I actually bought this one full price when we had a sale at the store. So half price of the full price. And then we've got the horny toad, which I also like a lot. Too many discs. The good old Sully Zone, Puddle Top Zone. I got 3 of these and I've given 2 away to my friends because I just like it a lot. And they were good gifts to have, especially because they know Sully. Sully's from our local course here at Inverness. That's his home course. So got to support Sully. And I keep this one now kind of as a hanger instead of thrower. I really like the design on this. I got a KJ A3 a while back and used disc bin, and I just liked it a lot. I kind of like this. I did a spin design. I'm actually going to do one of those, another spin marking coming up. But so anyway, I just like that design so much that I really don't like to throw it. All right, then I've got 3 old rocks that I've had some of these for quite a while. The problem is I can't remember when I got them, and I am not a disc whisperer. I don't know, oh, that's a, you know, this, that, or the other. These are probably just okay rocks. What ends up happening is I end up giving these away to people who are just starting to play disc golf. So if you see one of these that you're like, oh my gosh, that's worth X amount of money, let me know, because I doubt they are, especially when I start drawing on them. But yeah. And then we'll start with the newest Stingray, just a nice straight flyer. And then my good old roller disc from back in the day. Just, you know, give me this guy right here. Just a great roller disc. And back in the day, you know, the Stingray was the hot driver back in the 90s. Woohoo, you could crank with the Stingray. And, you know, when I kind of came back, I left disc golf for a while. I played sort of, but I didn't pay attention to the disc because I just kept the same disc I'd had for years. And the Stingray was one of them. And when I came back and realized about disc golf numbers and stuff like that, I was disappointed to find out this is a 4-speed, because in my mind, this was a driver, and nowadays it's a 4-speed. But anyway, love the Stingray. Just so reliable, such a good little disc. The problem is some of the best rollers were the orange, and I'd lose these puppies. Colorblind, that's why I grabbed this one, but I still like the feel of this one better. Okay, now the ridiculous pile. These are all my practice remix discs. Half of them are creatures, and the other half are torpedoes, and I got one extra Gladius up here. But if you checked out my remix stuff, especially the creatures are like an uplink, and the torpedo is a lot like a Hex / maybe a Mustang. But anyway, these are my mid-range practice discs. And let's face it, I'm old school. We love our mid-ranges, and especially with Inverness and stuff like that, I throw a lot of mid-ranges. And so here we can go. I've got it broken down into my MVP section and then the rest of the section. I probably should have done, oof. I think MVP makes some of the best mid-ranges. And starting off with my trusty Vector, I'm trying to put this aside just like my Bullseye Birdie. And I'm especially excited about what may be coming out with Simon's new disc because it's supposed to be the replacement. They're trying to get back to the Vector with that. I just blanked out on the name. Y'all can leave it in the comment because as soon as I finish this video, it'll hit me what the name of it is. I know it's just controversial that it's arguing with the other company. Oh, it's right there and it's gone. But anyway, love the Vector, and I'm excited if they can get the new one coming out to be like the Vector. That's sweet. All right. So then I've got reactors. I've probably got 3 reactors in here. I've got a Streamline runway. It's basically, yeah, it's just kind of like the Pyro in the Streamline line. Reactor. This is a 2016 circuit that my buddy gave me, and it is I believe it's a Matrix. Now, you guys that do MVP and Axiom, do you do what I do? No matter where I start, it's always the last place around the rim where I find the name of it. This is a Matrix, but man, it's like I always have, oh, there it is, Matrix. Paradox. Dang it, dang it, dang it, where is it? Yep, Hex. Won this one as well. Love the black, but man, disappears on me. Fusion reactor. You'll recognize some of these Matrix from my some of my very first videos talking about flight code cheat numbers. And then we've got the deflector. Love the deflector. The problem when I ordered this, I think I said please no red, and I needed something brighter than this. This guy is a great disc. It's a meat hook, but the color's terrible for me. Red-green colorblind. I don't do well with that. Another Matrix, another Matrix. Pyro, backup Pyro, love the Pyro. Oh, look, another Matrix, and another Matrix. So I basically bought one type of every mid-range back in the day. So it was the Reactor, the Hex, and the Matrix. I got one of each type back then, and that's where some of these came from. And then I wrote on these, and then this one said Hex on it, and then I did design on it, but it's Hex. Oh, look, another Reactor. I know, that's bad. Reactor. And then finally the Detour. I'm liking the Detour, but I find the uplink has just a little more turn for me, and I kind of like that flip up a little more. Although I just need to throw the Detour a little bit more because it's a great disc too. Okay, so now the rest of the gang. Mako 3 with the Christmas stamp that I designed. Then we've got the EMAC Truth in the Supreme plastic, and the Fugitive. These are nice discs. Listen, good plastic, like those a lot. I have way too many mid-ranges. Factory second of the Rock 3. That's a fun one. Discraft Buzz. Oh, look, another Buzz. And another Buzz. I found this one in the pond at Lake Olmsted in Augusta, and it had been sitting there for a while, so I call it my swamp monster. But something about when they soak in the water for a while, they tend to get, there's something about them that's nice. I like this disc a lot. The problem is the colors aren't great for me, but it's a good backup disc that I can trust. Then I've got an Anchor. I believe this is an Anchor. Yeah, this is an Anchor. And the numbers on that are 5403. Oh, look, another Buzz. A lot of these Buzzes I'll just give away different folks. And then I've got the, another Truth, EMAC Truth. Oh, look, another Buzz. And then a Compass. Yeah. So almost all these discs that you're seeing, I just picked up in the used bin as I would come along. Most of the time I'm grabbing putters and mid-ranges and stuff that's easier for folks to throw that are just getting into the game. My son found this out in the yard. It was buried under something, so it just got rescued. And it is the Innova Atlas? Dang it, I just blanked out. I'm pretty sure it's Atlas. Y'all can correct me in the thing. Just totally blanked out on names, sorry. Another Mako 3 with the Halo stamp that I had to do a little art on. Then another Rock 3, could you tell? And then finally the Rolo that I just got. So I've got way too many 5 speeds, but you know, what are you gonna do? All right, so now I broke this up. This pile here is actually 6, 7, and 8s because they were the smallest ones. But so I've got a Mercenary, which it's in my remix bag, but this is 6.5. Then I've got a Crave. I really like the Crave. So I've got 1, 2, 3 Craves. I won this at the Space Race. So I used this to win this. So that was nice. So 3 Craves. This is a Relay, a Sonic. I believe it's Sonic. Dang it. I can never find it. Where is it? Where is it? Servo. Sorry. I knew it had an S in it. Another Relay. Ooh, another Crave. That's a nice Crave too. And then the Discmania Magician. I actually like this, but I can't see it. I added my own little racing stripe to it, but I would love to throw this, but it will get lost to me. And then the Castaplast Caxay, or I'm gonna murder it, but it's a 6403. I like it a lot. All right, now for the 7 speeds. And these are the Remix Trolls that are basically a 7.5, dang it, 7.5, pretty much like a T-Bird. These are, once again, practice set. You know, I got 12 for 99 bucks. I really like the Remix option for just having practice discs. And they're good discs to play with too. Used bin, Ledgestone, this is a Stalker, I believe. Yep, Stalker, so it's a 7.5 minus 1, 2. I've never thrown it. Can you tell why? I would lose this puppy in a heartbeat, but I like it a lot. It's a shame. Boy, I like it. I got it, and I just held onto it, because sometimes a disc speaks to you, and you just want to have it. Same thing with the Discmania. Flight numbers is 7.5 minus 4.1. Somebody in there will yell out at me what it is. But I just like the stamp on that as well. Pick that up in the used bin. All right, then we've got the Explorer 7502. And then I've got two Evaders I got from the guys at Ace Run Pro when I was at the tournament in Florence last year. Good guys. I like them a lot. Make sure you check them out, subscribe to them. They're good guys. And then this was one from the Mega Bowl that I picked up. And these are kind of doing a fight with my T-Birds for which one I want to keep in the bag. These one keep kind of wanting to creep in there, so I like these a lot. Problem is too many decisions, too many options. I've got a first run Evader, and then the old T-Birds. T-Bird. Oh, that's an Eagle. Got stuck in there with T-Bird. So, yeah, they're basically the bread and butter discs right there. I like my 7 speeds. I like my 5, 7s, 9s, 11, 3s, 1s. That's kind of odd. Let's see what I did there. All right, 8 speeds. So I've got the Volt. The Volt. I believe this is another Volt. Yep. And another Volt, 3 volts, and then I've got a Bear. This is a nice one, picked up the used bin for $9. Can't go wrong with that. I wish the color was a little bit lighter, but And then I've got a, this is a T-Bird 3, but when I did it, I was thinking it was a Firebird. Whenever I pick it up, I'm thinking Firebird. I have made mistakes with this disc because I thought it was a Firebird. This is a T-Bird 3. I'm finally getting to the point where I go, whoa, watch out, T-Bird 3. But then I have another T-Bird 3. And that's my quick 8. I have a 9 problem. Can you tell? All right. Let's just take a slice off the top. And this one should really stick in kind of, this is a wall hanger. This is my buddy John gave me this one, and it is a 9.5 minus 1, 2. Which one is this? This is the Tesla. And then I've got a prototype Inertia. These 3 just basically hang out. And also 9.5 minus 3, 1, I believe that is a, yeah, that's a Virus. So I really haven't thrown any one of those 3 right there. They're just kind of, they should maybe go in the pile that I've got sneaking up down below. But Insanity, love my Insanities. And then I've got my, it's not Inertia, it's Impulse, I think, yes, Impulse. Roller disc, great roller disc, or more like a flippy Valkyrie. I like them a lot. Oh, another Insanity. Now this Insanity, the Halloween run from 2 or 3 years ago, these are almost like Firebirds. They are just beefy. They are not your regular Insanities. Then I've got a Motion, Fireball, and unfortunately my chair is squeaky. Sorry about that. And then some extra. I tend to throw Innova, MVP, Castoplast are my main ones, but I have some others that sneak in there. So I've got a Vandal, and then got to show some love to my buddy Sully. Once again, I love this stamp. This is a Raptor. It's a good Raptor too. If you can get a hold of one of these are nice. Then let's go with the Lucid Escape, the Culver. Oh, no. Yep, the Colvern, the Saint Pro. I wish the Moonshine glue glowed a little better on this one because this is a nice disc, but I had a hard time on glow rounds with this one. Then got the Pioneer, and then the FD3. And the problem is, I like all these discs. It's like I'm spoiled for choice. And what's sad is I don't lose a lot of discs, so it's hard for them to make it in the bag. I'm buying more discs than I'm losing, so hence the problem. All right, next layer. We've got the Royal Honor. We've got the Lucid Escape, another Lucid Escape. The Stall, forget it, kill it. I like that one a lot. Color's just okay, can hide a little bit on me. Then I've got a Firebird, Thunderbird. I kind of don't like that design. Half the time, the design really makes a difference for me whether I like it or not. Then I've got a Valkyrie, a Sidewinder. Then I've got a Roadrunner. That's the problem with factory seconds. I have to, yep, Roadrunner, and another Thunderbird. A lot of good discs. And we're not even, okay, yeah. Good news is those are remix discs. Those are Spartans from my other 9-speed practice batch of Spartans. Okay, Thunderbird, Firebird. Is it a Valkyrie? I think it's a Valkyrie. Yep, Valkyrie. I liked it a lot in different color. You know, sometimes you order it, you can't get what you can. A Glow Valkyrie. I don't like the feel of this. It feels a little chalky. Not my favorite. I love Valkyries, but this one just doesn't speak to me. That's one I probably just need to give away to somebody. And then another, another Valkyrie. Another Thunderbird, Firebird, Roadrunner, and one of my sweet flippy Valkyries. Okay. The good news is if I lose a disc, I got plenty of backups. The problem is I keep looking at them and going, should I switch one out? And then I've got angst over whether I'm throwing the right disc or not. Oh, and a random, I forgot in the 8s, I've got an Elevation Binks that it's okay. I have a tough time with it because of the floppiness, but I have it. So that was 9. I have a trail in my bag and I have 2 rumbles, one in my remix bag, so then the other rumble, and that's a 10, 5, minus 1, 2. I like it a lot, but it's the only ones in the 10s, so now we'll move to the 11s. And if you're doing your math, you're figuring out what the other discs are over there. All right, I just got the Tour of Terror, the Wave that was in my glow bag. I like it a lot. It's getting beat up more than some of the other ones, but I like it. Then we've got the Photon, and the Photon numbers are 11, 5, minus 1, 2.5. And that's a Photon. And that's a Photon. The Thrill. I found my Thrill. Sorry. Zenith. The Vanish. Grace, she's been dead for 30 years. You couldn't hear a dump truck drive through a nitroglycerin plant.
Clark, is your house on fire?
All right, then we've got the Mystere. Ooh, mystery eyes. I know, that's sad. The Mystere numbers are 11, 6, minus 2, 2. I think I'd like this. To be honest, I got this out of the used bin. I haven't even thrown it. Champion Wraith. I like my race. Star Wraith. Star Wraith. Star Wraith. Star Wraith. Blizzard Wraith. Champion Wraith. I almost electrocuted myself doing something. I can't remember what it was, but that's an electrical burn right there that almost got me. So anyway, that's what I think about every time I get this one. I can't remember what I was doing, but another Star Wraith, then a Glow Wraith, and this puppy is a meat hook. I don't know why, but it's just... And I've got 2 of these. I got the second one in my bag, but this is the River Riot from last year, 2023, that I won the tournament, and I just like these a lot, so I've got one in the bag. All right, that's 11. We're getting there, almost there. 12s. Picked up a used time-lapse, the Domi. These are a little more overstable, I think, the first run of these, but so I still like it a lot. Got the Discmania mystery box last year, and I wasn't thrilled with the box I got. I got tilts and super overstable, stuff like that, and then everything was like a 13 speed, 12 or 13 speed. So I got a double stamp Cloud Breaker, and then I got the, this is the Raider that I got Eat Sleep Disc guys. This came in the box too. It's an X-Out DD3. I think I'd like it, but the problem is I only have one, so it's kind of, and it's got a little extra flashing on it. Sometimes even that little bit can just turn me off to not pull it out and try it. Plus, I tend to want to be bag minimal or brand minimal. So some of these, unless I'm going to try something new, I'm sticking with the Innova MVP and Castoplast. But I can be persuaded because, let's face it, all these discs are great. Got a Zeus, and then I got 2 Sully DGA Hurricanes. Go Sully. Woohoo! #1 pickleball player on tour. Did I mention that Sully and I took and beat Paul Ulibarri and Brad Hammock in doubles? So sorry about that, Paul. Sorry about that, Brad. You can check out that story on my channel. Then I've got a Star Destroyer, a Star Destroyer, a Star Destroyer, a Star Destroyer, and a Star Turn. See what I did there? See what I did? That's how I knew it was a turn. So like I said, most of these are just thrower discs. I'm going as fast as I can, guys. You asked for it, so, you know. All right, it's 13 speeds. Octane. Catalyst. Octane. What the heck is this? Octane. Venom. Kevin Kiefer Rive. Shout out to my buddy Kevin. Good guy. Caddied for him last year. Love that guy. Pick up a disc. Support him. He's going to step away for a little bit, but we can still support him. Buy some discs of his. The Havoc, the Daedalus. I like the Daedalus a lot. So this is my only G-Star Destroyer. And boy, it's pop top and domey, but it's just, I'm not a huge fan of the G-Star. Plus the color got me. Then I got a Shrike, another Daedalus, and the crappiest drawing I did on any disc ever. It makes me sad at my heart, but another Shrike. I like my Shrikes. Oh, no, I've got more Shrikes. I was going to say, I thought I had more than that. Okay, Shrike. Boss. Shrike. Vulcan. I need to throw this more. Halo Boss. Shrike. You recognize a pattern. Shrike. And then these bottom are my behemoths. They're basically like, they're 13 speed. They're basically like, I mean, a 12 speed, maybe a 13 speed. What am I at? Yeah, 13 speed. They're a lot like destroyers, or 13 speeds, yeah. So anyway, another set of practice discs, long distance drivers. And then finally my 14 plus speeds. So I've got the Teleport 14.5, Dimension 14.5, so let's see. The Teleport is 14.55 minus 1.5, 2.5, and the Dimension is only it's a 3 instead of a 2.5 on the fade. But which one do you think I'll throw? I'll never see this one. I'll throw that one. Really, I'll throw that one. Then I have the Relativity. I love the Relativity. I've got 2 of those right here, and then I love the Ballista Pro as well. So I've got a stack of these. I made this rocket on this one because it was Ballista. And it looks a little phallic to me, so I can't decide on that one. But anyway, and it got a little flippy on me. I used to throw it a lot, and now it's kind of in the wings if I need it. But and then we've got a, oh, this is a Ballista Pro and a Ballista Pro. So there we go. I love my Relativities, and I love the Ballista Pros for the longer distance drivers. All right, so there you go. So now, I went through my in the bag the other day. I've got, real quick, I found my my Octopus R2 and my Watt, so turnover disc, straight throwing disc, and then I've got a glow Berg. Then I've got my Space Race range, and then my regular putting Berg. And then I've got, in no particular order. By the way, guys, I thought this was a Relativity, and I was looking at the other day, and it is it's a Catalyst, so it's a little less flippy than the Relativity. And that makes sense why a couple throws I was like, what's that doing? But I still like it a lot, but I was calling it a Relativity, and it's a Catalyst. Here's my River Riot Wraith. I'm really liking the Trail, the Uplink, good old Thunderbird, Valkyrie. To be honest, if I can ditch this one if I need room. These two kind of play together. And I got my Flippy Valkyrie minion. New Hex, the Resistor. I'm playing with it a little bit, but I haven't played with it a lot. But this is just a meat hook. Speaking of another meat hook, the Deflector, and then my Beat Hex that's a little flippy. Reactor, Pyro, Champion Boss. It's just a meat hook. This is my utility disc, or if it's got a crash back left, this guy right here. Then I've been struggling with which one I like. I keep going Entropy, this, the Harp, go back and forth. Right now the Toro's in the bag. Then my straight Pig, great for forehand rollers, get out of jail for a lot of stuff. And then the Fireball I've got in the bag right now, but I'm still kind of waffling back and forth about what I want for the Fireball 9-speed heavy fade. And that's it for what's in my bag currently, what I'm working on. It's funny, I had this set up because Robbie and I were going to do a bag swap round today actually, and I got sick, and tomorrow his baby should be coming. So we had one shot and it was rainy and it just didn't work out. But I was setting up my bag, especially putting in the Pig, to help him out if we were going to do a bag swap. So that's kind of what that's all set up for. Okay. Real quick remix. I've got the Eldritch and the Detonator, and actually if I'm going to do this bag, I grab the Space Race and the Berg from here for my putters. Then I've got the Creature, which is flippy, torpedo, 2 torpedoes that are basically like a Hex, straight flyers. The Gladius, it's overstable mid-range, kind of like a Pyro. Then I've got my Mercenary that is like a Crave, pretty straight with a little fade. Then I've got 2 Trolls that are like Firebirds. The Glow is a lot more stable than the other one. Then I've got the Ronin, which is an 8-speed, kind of like a T-Bird 3. Then I've got 2 Spartans, but I think I left one out in the field yesterday when I was doing a video, so poop on that. Good thing I've got a backup of 12 more. The Haymaker is like a Firebird, and it's overstable. And then I've got the Rumble and the Goliath, which are both 10 speeds, and I like them. I probably like the Rumble more than the Goliath. And then finally, I've got 3 Behemoths in the bag that I'm trying to cycle and beat up and do the regular things with that. Okay, so there you go. This thing's already been way too long. I did the best I could to make this as fast as possible. I'll try to edit a few little things, but you know, it's just gonna be a long one. Most people are probably just now gonna jump here. Here, I'll do. Start here if you wanna see the ones that you probably came to see. Okay, these are my semi-special ones. A lot of them are just kind of, you know, they have certain meaning or something to it. They're not worth a lot of money. Most of them aren't. They're just stuff that I like and want to hold on to. Okay, so I got 2 of the first prototype Meridian discs. I did a video on that back in the day, and it's just, I like them. Same thing with the prototype Wren and Cardinal with Scott Stokely. They're supposed to send me some more discs. That hasn't worked out, so maybe eventually I'll get on the right list and they can send me some more. But until then, I had my buddy Homer send me some different stuff. So I've got 3 inner cores, a Dune. Man, I murdered this one, and I hate the drawing on that. I want to fix it because I want to throw the Dune, but it bothers me, that design on there. And then this one has the Robbie stamp on it, hot stamp or whatever, for the ozone. So these were all given to me by my buddy Homer. Thank you, Homer. And now we've got things like, so Matty O came through last year, 2 years ago, and we hung out in the Dynamic Disc Iron City shop, and I had him sign a disc for me. And my nickname is Uniball because I had testicular cancer 20-something years ago, and so I had him sign it, Uniball, you suck. So, you know, that's how I roll. So thanks, Matty O. Tim Keith is here in Birmingham, and he's 3-time world champion in the 60 MPO 60s. Just a great guy. He runs Civitan and George Carter over there. He keeps them hopping, and so this is his 3-time world champion. Actually, 221. No, this is his first world champion. I'm behind the ball. Anyway, just shout out to Tim. And then Greg Barsby came through. He did a little tournament or whatever, and I got him to sign a Rock 3. I also got the CTP on a hole, got some stuff from him, a little swag from him. I got a pin and stuff like that. Good hanging out with both those guys. Freddie Mays, I got to caddy a couple different tournaments where he was in the group, and I just enjoy Freddie tremendously, so I had to get one of his discs to just support him. Hope you're doing well, Freddie. And then I did some stuff with the Paul McBeth Foundation, so I've got some different discs here. So I've got a Force, Paul McBeth Force, one of his Nicaragua. These are the, dang, I just blanked out, the zones. And then Uganda is an Undertaker. And then the Nicaragua, another one is the Buzz. That's what I thought. And then we've got one from, that's a different set. Sorry, just ignore me. This is a Discmania, and this is a Method. I think this might have been in the, I don't know how I got that one. And then finally I got a Paul McBeth signed 2023 Paul McBeth Foundation disc. And I believe it is a, boy, I wish I knew my disc better. Y'all are screaming at me right now. Yeah, putter. It's probably a, yeah, I blanked out, sorry. Scream at me all you want, leave it in the comments. Tell me I'm a goober, because I know it. Okay, so those are more kind of the newer stuff. Okay, now for the older stuff. By the way, yes, I know this is my old logo and stuff like that. I haven't worked on that yet, but I needed a good backdrop. So anyway, all right. So these aren't old, but these are discs that we did for raising money for Tom Monroe when he passed, and to give to his wife. And so they're very special. I did a whole thing. I went out 3 times trying to get aces with this, just taking this out, one disc around Inverness, trying to ace with it. I may go back out and still try to do it, but schedule and stuff didn't allow me to keep going. I've gone 3 rounds. I haven't aced. I've hit metal. I've done other stuff, but I haven't aced with this. I want to do that in honor of him. But so that's one to throw, one to keep pristine. Okay, now I just got these. And you can check out the PDGA. I'm from Augusta, Georgia, and the International Disc Golf Center is there, and you know they got the pine beetle blight and all the stuff going on there, and so they're doing memorial discs that you can pick up to help support the kind of relief efforts to restore the courses up there. And so I just want to be part of that, to be able to help them out and get some discs that hopefully will be great to have to say, yeah, I was part of that back in the day. So that's what these are. I went the full package to get 2 minis and two discs. They feel pretty good too, but I would lose these. I'm never going to throw them. Most of the discs, I don't keep a lot of discs for just collectors. First of all, because I'd rather spend my money on throwers, and then any of these I'll just give away if somebody needs a disc, because that's kind of how it is. I did get this one from my buddy Jared Neal. He had a batch of them, and it's a 1994 Worlds, because it was 94 when I started disc golf, and he was looking to sell some discs to try and raise some funds for something, and so I bought this to remind me that that's when I started disc golf. So I didn't play in that, but I do like to have this to remind me of when I started 30 years ago. Oldest disc in it was in my bag till last year when I hit a tree and broke my heart. That's a 1994 Laurel Springs Open AVR. And I love this thing. I called it my one-legged dog. I'd throw it and it just turned like that. And it hit a tree one day and broke my heart. But I still keep it because such a sweet disc that had so many good memories. Okay, this one I believe was 2002, the Augusta Disc Golf Classic. I could go back and look, but anyway, I added, even back then I was starting to draw on my disc. So that was, I think that was the one I played in when I came back from Thailand and qualified for the US Open. I think that's what it was back then. But I promised my wife I'd only play one tournament, so I made the qualifiers, pulled my groin in that one, but I didn't go play beyond that. That was a round disc golf tournament I played after coming back from living in Thailand. And so that's got some special memories there. And then I did get to play in the tournament in Japan while I was over in Thailand. And so I picked these up. I think they were in the used bin. Yeah, these were in the used bin, and they just reminded me of I got to play over there. I did not play in the Japan Open in 2014, so that's a lie. But I picked these up just because they remind me of that fun tournament. I got to play with Sam Farrens over there, and so just a Nova and an Atlas. Neat little reminders. And this arrow was back from, man, I think this was back 99. I'm bad about dates, but I think this was the Alabama State Fling. I got this when I played in the one in Florence way back when. And it's an arrow, the original arrow. I like it a lot. Of course, I added my own designs to it. Let's face it, I took all the discs I had with me to Thailand, and I was bored sometimes, so I drew on this. And this is a Glow Firebird. I don't even know how old it is. And I've had it for a little while. And it's just a nice, I think it's semi-old, but I couldn't tell you. Of course, I wiped the stamp off of it. It's a Nate Sexton Tour. Sorry, Nate. I didn't know any better when I got it. So, and then I've got 2 CE. I've got one is a Champion Edition Valkyrie that I have. It started sweating, and I've hit both of these. No, I've hit this one with olive oil. I haven't done this one, but these are some of my old school stuff. This CE, I love this disc, but it started sweating and getting chalky, and I had to put it up. And to be honest, I don't even remember what this guy is. But those are some of my oldest ones. And then finally, the one nearest and dearest to my heart. This is a rock that I designed the stamp for it after my buddy. I was in Thailand with a ministry called Campus Outreach, and we were Campus Outreach Thailand. And so I had a buddy of mine back from Augusta, a guy named David Mode, who has passed on since then. But he supported me. He gave me a gift to be able to order 100 discs that I had made with these stamps. It was rocks and aviars that I took over to Thailand and ended up, they've got to be floating around there. Some of them still got to be floating around there now that have this stamp on it, because I passed them all out and gave them away, and I kept one for myself. But this reminds me of my time in Thailand and all the people over there that I loved and played with. I made some object courses there. And so this one just reminds me of all my friends back in Thailand. And that's it, guys. We survived way too long, but hey, you asked for it. The good news is that you will never have to go through this again, because this was a feat. Just putting all these, finding all the discs. They were in my car, in my van, in this, you know, my work, my garage. I'm scattered all over the place, just like this video. I'm scattered, and so are my discs. And so it took a feat just to get them all together and organized. So there you go, guys. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Tell me that you watched the whole thing, and I will give you kudos, because this was tough on me. Had to be tough on you, and not a lot of payoff, because let's face it, most of these are just throwers. There's not a lot here that is worth a lot of money, but a lot of them are worth. I only keep them if I like them. And that's kind of the whole thing to it. I either keep them because I like them, or I want to give them away to somebody else. And so that's what this whole stack is about. So there you go, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me. And yeah, I hope to see you out on the course.